Anybody else am I missing? Okay, welcome everybody. So we'll get started, and I'll have Valerie, you want to start us out with the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice.
Okay, and are you also doing the invocation, or is Tracy? Okay. Thank you, Valerie. Okay. So again, I want to welcome everybody. It's nice to see all your faces again. Some of you I haven't seen in a little while, besides Zoom. So one thing I wanted to take care of, we had a little bit of business to take care of right off the bat this morning. You have seen the email come out with the harassment and discrimination policy. I hope that everybody had an opportunity to review that. So we were going to vote on that today. And that will become an addendum to the bylaws. Basically, it's kind of a policy procedure type of a thing. But the district has asked us to put something in place. Actually, they asked all clubs to put something in place. And it's very basic, and it just kind of goes over the guiding principles of the four-way test. So I will go ahead and ask for a motion from the floor.
I so move that we accept the harassment and discrimination policy that is to our club.
Thank you, Karen. Any second? All right. Blaze, okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you want discussion? Go ahead.
Can somebody please explain?
Okay. So like I said, it's pretty basic, but basically it just says, in all organizations, occasions arise when someone feels offended or disrespected. This policy has been developed to help prevent such occasions and suggest a means for resolution. The guiding principle at the core of our Rotary community is the spirit of mutual respect grounded in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. And then it lists those out. We therefore seek to respect and integrity and worth of each individual and his or her individual viewpoints. Disrespect, including harassment and discrimination, interferes with relationships and results in a loss of well-being and creates a negative image for both the individuals and Rotary. Also, it can potentially harm loss of membership, or potentially cause loss of membership. The policy is meant to encourage mutual respect and discourage activity that would break Rotarians' respectful bonds if they occur. And it says the Rotary Club of Inglewood expects all members to feel physically, intellectually, and psychologically safe when in Rotary meetings and functions. All members to be respectful at all times to each other, their visitors, and all types of communication. All members to responsibly communicate any discomfort directly with the disrespectful or harassing person, or when this is not possible, to the club president. Issues of disrespect, harassment, discrimination involving Rotarians to be dealt with by the appropriate person, club president, or see below. And then it just really goes into the how to resolve any issues.
Okay.
But basically, it would be presented to myself, and as Rotarians, we should be able to work things out.
Sure.
So it just kind of puts it in paper. And I'm not really sure why the district wanted that in writing, but they asked for it. So it's very plain, very generic, but it really just kind of reflects Rotary itself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so moved, so adopted. Okay. Let's see, you want to do the recognition? Okay, we'll do that. So again, Facebook is popping out there, so is Instagram. So if you're not following us, please do. There's a lot going on out there right now. These are our two projects that we're working on right now. The Hello Friends, we have, I believe, everybody paired up at this point that volunteered to do that with a resident from Brookdale. If we get more residents, we will reach out If you are interested, still submit your form, so then we know to reach out to you once we get more residents that are interested. We also are looking at possibly putting it out to the other assisted livings. The Inglewood Meals on Wheels, if you have any of the trial size items, bring those in. We will be taking those. I'm probably going to make a delivery this next week. I went and bought a box of 1,000 of the plastic bags that they asked for. And you could also make a monetary donation as well if you'd like. Next one. Okay, so Daryl has started his new thing down at the pub. So that's a Zoom only thing, and you can pop in, pop out type of a thing. 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That is also on your calendar, I believe. I think it went out in the email. So that is on 8:30. And that is 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and it's also on Deck GB. So you want to go get the link from there. Next. Okay, we do have a couple of celebrations and also a loss. Many of you probably read the email that was sent out yesterday, and we had a loss. But so today, Ed, we're going to recognize your birthday. Happy birthday! And I believe we have one more, the anniversaries. So Mike Weaver, 2 years of service. I believe it's also his wedding anniversary coming up. And Caroline Claybaugh is also at 4 years of service. So congratulate them if you see them. I got a little ahead. So we'll recognize Mike and Kelly. That's great. And here is our Rotarian Norman Caldwell that we lost yesterday. At this point, there's no services scheduled that I'm aware of. I will let you know if I hear of anything. I don't know what the situation, what they're doing with COVID right now, but please keep his family and friends in your prayers. Okay, we'll move on.
So I just wanted to do a shout out. I don't know if this stopped my screen. But can you all hear me?
You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and read that, Deb.
Okay. See the whole thing on there. On August 25th, the World Health Organization African region is expected to be officially certified wild polio virus, free of wild polio virus. I can't read that. I got the screen over top of it, Grace. I can't read the other paragraphs, but anyways. So we will share that. As we know, that's one of our big milestones that we're trying to work towards is eradicating polio. So that's a great progress for us. I think it's Afghanistan and Pakistan. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask Karen if you would please come up.
The presentation of a Paul Harris Fellow represents one of the highest honors in Rotary. It is named for our founder, Paul Harris, a Chicago lawyer who started Rotary with 3 business associates in 1905. Rotarian members earned this recognition through contributions of $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. Each time an individual gives $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation, they are presented with a Paul Harris Fellow pin. Successive contribution of $1,000 is awarded with a sapphire stone embedded in the pin. Once a member reaches a 5 sapphire stone pin, the next stone becomes a ruby. Upon reaching $10,000 in contributions, you are recognized as a major donor. At this time, I would like to ask all members who are here present and those in Zoom to stand and wave their hands and be recognized. see them. Yeah. Thank you. During the 2019-20 Rotary year, we've had many members of our club represent the ideals of Rotary by giving to the foundation, which in turn demonstrates support of the foundation's motto, doing good in the world. To assist me with presenting, I can't talk, our newest Paul Harris Fellows, I would like to invite Julia Mercier to help assist since it was during her presidency year. So first, I would like to call Lori Emery, Paul Harris. Yeah, all right here. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lori, for all you do for Rotary and as a past president. Next, I would like to invite Deb Hegedus, Paul Harris +3.
And we don't have you.
That's okay. Now, two of our new Paul Harris Fellows are via Zoom, so I would like to congratulate Tracy Hamill, Paul Harris +4. Your pin. And also my better half, Alfred Current, is also Paul Harris +4. No, and then I'll ask Julia to, I'm a new Paul Harris +3. Like Blaze, I gotta take my glasses off. And someone who is not here today, and we'll make sure that we do award him when he is here, Brett. Brett is Paul Harris +7. I know we have, I'm not sure how many major donors, but I know Valerie's working on her major donor status, which she will achieve. Yeah, she will achieve this year. So also, Valerie, I steal your thunder a little bit, but Valerie had the Polio Squares fundraiser that we did, and by happenstance, the name that was pulled was Roberta, and so Roberta was awarded, because she is a past member of Rotary, she was awarded our $1,000 contribution went to her, and now she's a Paul Harris +4, I believe. So I'm going to get in touch with Roberta. I don't know whether her pin was sent directly to her. It wasn't sent to anyone here, but I would like to acknowledge her at one of our meetings. Valerie, I thank you for putting that fundraiser together. Thanks again for everyone who is a Paul Harris or plans on working on it. And again, thanks for all you do for Rotary.
Thank you, Karen. I'll bring that back down.
Sorry.
Sorry, short people. Okay. So next we'll go on with our presentation, and I'll have Valerie come up. Sorry, you just got your lunch too. But if you would like to come up and introduce our speaker today. Awesome.
Well, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Nils from the Northport Rotary Club. Nils is currently the chairperson for the SCORE and Port Charlotte Chapter 318. His Rotary experience is with membership in the following clubs. The Hasselholm Vastra Rotary Club, which was in Sweden. He was a member there for 4 years. He was a member of the Rotary Club of Bloomfield Hills in Michigan for 4 years. The Rotary Club of Lake Forest, Illinois for 6 years. The Rotary Club of Dunwoody, Georgia for 2 years. And the Rotary Club of Northport Central Since 2015, he is presently a member, a past president, a board member, and the TRF chairperson. So he has been around the world of Rotary. He was born and raised in Sweden. He has a master's degree in engineering and speaks 4 languages. Georgian, not one of them, right? He's lived and worked in several European countries, as well as U.S. states. He's had sales and management positions involving technical and industrial products. He's sold and visited. He has sold and visited in over 140 countries around the world. That's pretty impressive. Nils and his wife Kirsten have moved many times and lived in about 10 U.S. states since coming to the USA in 1980. They have 2 grown sons and hopefully made their permanent home here in Norfolk. Okay, we welcome Nils.
So thank you very much for inviting me to talk about SCORE, because that's what I'm going to talk about today. And you can see the slides. SCORE has been around for more than 50 years. And actually, I got to know SCORE my first time when I worked as a Swedish trade commissioner in Michigan. And a community in Sweden wanted to start a SCORE operation in Sweden. So I drove, this guy came to Michigan and visited me. We drove up to Lansing. And so I got to know SCORE. So when I came down to Florida, you know, with little things to do, I thought this is a good idea to keep my brain working, you know, so to do something. We have, as I said, been around for a long time, and we've helped more than 11 million entrepreneurs during this time, our time in history here. Can you take the next slide, please? So we are a nationwide organization, nearly 11,000 volunteers everywhere in the United States. We have more than 300 chapters. We are supported by the Congress, who every year votes to keep our existence. And we are administered by Small Business Administration, who we get $11.7 million basically for the main office in Washington, D.C. area. We also get some money for the offices here. We get not very much, a few $1,000. And we also get the rent paid for our office in BMO Harris Bank building for another 18 months. Then that will disappear. So we don't exactly know what to do at that time, but we'll figure something out. So next slide, please. We, as I said, we are a large organization and we are government controlled, meaning that we do a lot of surveys, we do a lot of things like that, so we can motivate so that people up in the national, we call them, can get their money. So we, in 2019, we were instrumental in creating 29,681 businesses in the United States. We created 67,706 non-owner jobs. So that makes the total of jobs created in 1 year only 97,387. So next, please. So the difference we make is that we, as I said, we do what we service all the time. So we know that 67% of business owners that increase their revenue, the business we are working with. The average 39% reported growth in the business. The cost to create one business is $394, and one job $120, meaning that the Treasury gets back $34.66 for every job we create. We are a volunteer organization. Next slide, please. So what do? Yes, we help people start business, we help people stay in business, and we help people exit. Like to be in the whole journey. So we do mentoring. Mentoring is not consulting, because consulting, you pay for your service, and also the consultant will do the job. We don't charge anything, it's completely free, but we really don't do the job either. Because in a mentoring session, we talk to the client, and this is the problem, they listen very much. We have certain method we are trained on using. And then we say, okay, do a business plan or do whatever it is going to be. And we set another meeting and we do it. I have one exception. I did one session that was a husband and wife team up in Missouri. They called me and said, Nils, we need your help. I said, yeah, but I am Southwest Florida and you're in Missouri. No, we like your profile and we like you to help us. So we did it over email and telephone. And she was a teacher at the time, and she wrote the this big that, you know, I can't even read. So I'm sorry, I'm going to help you write it. So I wrote it. It's the first time, it's the last time I ever do that for somebody. But she got a several $100,000 angel investment in her business. And they are in business now, up in Texas. Another example is that one of our mentors, 10 years ago, the person here in Charlotte County came up to him and said, I'm going to start a business. And this is what I want to do. How do I do it? So this mentor helped him start the business. He worked with him in his business like a speaking partner. And now 10 years later, last year actually, he had 10 million in sales. So we like to be in the whole, but many of the mentoring session is okay. You know, it's a good idea, but don't stop your daytime to do this, and, you know. And we have a network, as I said, we're nearly 11,000 people. If this is some specific industry we need to know, we can find that person because we work in something called one score. There's one score, not 300 plus score, it's one score, and we work together. In Port Charlotte, we are at the moment 18 mentors, so we are a very small chapter. But we have access to all sorts of different experiences. And next slide, please. So, as I said, I measure a lot of stuff. And actually on Friday, I have an interview with SBA to evaluate my performance over this year. And we also do a lot of in the districts and going up. And there is a special formula, Form 16 we call it, that we have to fill out. And we have the platinum status in our little chapter here in Port Charlotte. So we're very proud of that. Next slide, please. So we, in our small chapter, in this 2-year period, 2017 to 2019, we had 529 new clients. We did 1,979 mentoring sessions. And we do know that because we have a CRM system. Every time we do something, we write down what happened. And of course, national and everybody can access to it. 50% of our clients are women. But nationally, I just want to know, National Leadership Conference, 61%. So it's a high portion. We did, in this period, 111 workshops, conferences. We had 2,384 participants. Quite a few. Next, please. And you know, and I know some of you have participated in our Lunch and Learn programs. We did them last year in Punta Gorda, Northport, Port Charlotte, and Englewood. And by the way, we are members of 5 chambers: Northport, Punta Gorda, Englewood, Charlotte County, and DeSoto. So that's kind of what we think is our territory, but we don't really have them. Next, please. So last year in September, we did the Women in Business Challenges and Opportunities at the college in Northport on Little Blade Road. We charge at that time. We charge $25 for us lunch, and that's a way also to keep track of coming. And we had 100 paying, and we were more greatly probably 120 in the room that day, so we consider that quite a good success. In January 31st this year, we did a Arcadia agribusiness, small agribusiness summit in Arcadia at the college there. And you know, Arcadia is different. So one of my, I got to learn a lot of people there, and one, which Kirsten and I got to know quite well. That family has been there 7 generations, the farming business. And we had University of Florida talk about agriculture. We had USDA, two different, USDA is a huge organization. They have many, many different departments and they don't know one another. So, but we talked about loan guarantees, we talked about rural development, and then we had agritourism. Agritourism is a big thing happening in Florida. You know, you grow your food and you serve it in restaurants and you sell it, and there are many aspects to it. Also from their talk. And of course, SBA. SBA, Alifia, I know quite well. She is in the Miami office, but she has also worked for the government for life, and she talks about women because if you have a woman business, first of all, government, she always says this, government, they don't do anything. They do nothing. They produce nothing, zero. They have to buy everything, everything. They buy everything. And there's a lot of money set aside for women-owned businesses. It's never used. Fully. And I know I worked 2 years as a general manager in a women-owned company in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And we did a lot of bus washes, school bus washes. We were preferential treatment because we were women-owned. So, Althea, if you are a woman-owned business and you want to know how to do business with government, I can connect you. Next slide, please. So now when the virus happened, we had seminars that I didn't do, but perhaps somebody who was very good at doing seminars and telling people exactly what to do to fill out all these forms, the government forms, so they understood. And generally speaking, on these Zoom seminars, we get about 100 participants. Next slide, please. So if you want to do something with SCORE, the minimum is to go into score.org. It's a vast library of business information, business plans, how to do it, and from a small one, which you can do for your personal, to the bank one you need to present at the bank. And there is a roadmap. There's one takeaway, it's called roadmap. Starting a business. It goes through everything from how you start, the idea form, all the way to have you start. So it's a very good information source. Next, please. So this is not upcoming. I did this presentation in July. So we had a series of Zoom seminars, all with the themes of reopening your business in legal aspects, the money as all of them. So they are repeated now again. So if you're interested, you can go in. And the effort was done by 67 chapters in our district, Southwest Florida. And we had about 100 to 120 one of these. Next, please.
I did announce those in July for any of you that wanted to go, so I will put that back in the announcements.
Yes, and if you don't get the emails from us, SCORE or Charlotte, take my card and send me an email so you get included in our mailing list. Our mailing list is about 2,000. And if you need business help or anything, you can go on this website, we call that's the number to our unmanned office where it's an answer service. Next, please. So we are volunteers, and volunteers really matter, and it's very good to be part of this. So next, please. So there are many roles you can do with SCORE. It's you can. To me, that's not my background. It's not Southwest Florida, as you can hear. However, I have a lot of business experience from all over the world, and most of the time I can help you. But also, to me, I learned something. Every person coming into our office, to my office, and talk, I learned something. So if you want to be involved, I can show you what it takes. Also, you're gonna get to know a lot of people throughout the SCORE world. I tell you, some of the people. I went to a seminar and meeting in maybe someplace. So one of the guys said he had traveled all over the world, and he said, how many miles have you traveled? 1 million, 2 million, I have 4 million. And this guy had traveled 8 million miles. And I thought I was never at home. I had Kirsten, you know. So, I mean, there's quite a lot, a group of interesting people you meet. Also education, but also like you get to know a lot of people in your society. For instance, Arcadia. I knew nothing about Arcadia a year ago. But now I know the city manager, I know the commissioners, I know a lot of the banking people, so on. So it's a good resource for you and get a good understanding. Next slide, please. So we have different ways to get involved, and I'm going to go through some of how to do that. You can be a mentor, and you can do all. You can be subject matter expert. For instance, we had one. And he left, but he was non-profit. And some people don't know non-profit. You can be just a workshop presenter, you can be volunteer, or you can be all over about specifically to become a mentor. Next slide, please. So how do you become a mentor? Yeah, what you do is you go into score.org and you fill out an application. This application will generate an email to me and to Fred Court, who is signing the clients and so on. And we give you a score volunteer.org email address. And with that, you can go into the private side of score.org. And there are 8 training modules you have to do, maybe an hour and a half altogether. Easy, very easy. But there's one which is specifically important, and that's an ethics module. And we do that every year. Because if we don't do that before October 1st, I've done mine already for next year, you will get thrown out. You will not become a member. And I think that's good to know for people coming in or clients. For instance, a non-disclosure agreement, don't sign, because this ethics agreement is an agreement with me and the US government, and that's enough. And we don't know what's that's in the NDA. So, and then you will co-mentor with one of us. So you go to a session, and after that, you will be certified mentor, and you will be assigned clients. You can choose. That's a good. You can choose to work. If you only want to work 1 Monday a month, you put that in on your profile. Or if you want to work all the time, that's your choice. And Fred, who assigns clients, he knows that. So that will be distributed like that. Next slide, please. Subject matter experts, that's, as I said, we had in the non-profits, but it's also a way of, all of us, not all of us, most of us are retired. And so technical, if you need, or if it's some area that we need some special help, we will call upon them. And I think this is an effort from Score National to attract young. Next, please. So if you want to be involved, my card is over there. You can send me an email, and I tell you, it's quite a rewarding situation. I try to describe, and interesting, and you know, learn a lot. And next slide, please. So we had the Women in Business in September last year. This year, we're going to do a virtual one. Me and Sandra, Mel, and people with economic development in the city of Northport, Joanne at Vision Quest, and Greg, who's vice chairperson, and me. We were working on this to do a big event for the Southwest Florida region. And we started in January, but then the virus happened in March, so everything changed, of course. So we decided to do a virtual Women in Business. It's going to be on September 23rd. Again, if you're not getting our emails, please send me one so I can put you on the email list so you can come. And as I said, we are supporting it from SCORE, City of Northport, and the Chamber of Northport, and Vision Quest. Joanne's company, if you don't know her. But the only contribution to the program I did is that there's going to be an angel investor section in the end, and I know personally some of these women, because there are some women in angel investor groups in Sarasota, and there is a program specifically of, I don't remember what it's called, but they're going to invest along the I-4 line, Tampa, stretching to Sarasota, which is not really I-4, and then going over to East Coast. And they concentrate in investing in women-owned businesses that area. So that's going to be a very interesting section. So again, if you have any questions or you want to get involved, we want to refer people, please send them to me or to the Port Charlotte website, and we will start working. Yes. Yeah.
Who determines what sessions are going to be offered? Is that like SCORE internationally, or do you
No.
locally determine what sessions around the skill sets of the individuals?
No. It's well, when we did the Lunch and Learn program, we went to the chambers at the beginning of the year and asked what subjects do you? And because really you want to have subjects that people want to go to. And generally speaking, I was in the education committee, like supported that, and you know where Davis were doing, and then he's doing some now, but on his own, or together with somebody else. However, the mentors, many times, because a lot of the financial types are coming from big companies, they want to do financials. That's not really popular. It's selling, how to sell, how do I present myself. That's the seminars, or we do Google, when we take Google coming down, Pamela Stories coming down, and they sell out immediately. So there's no dictate whatsoever. And really, this women in business, I wanted to do a virtual women table show. But we were going around to a women company. We will do that. It's later on, Greg and I. We will go down to the women-owned companies, tell them, the elevator pitch, take a video on that, and then put it on a Zoom seminar. And of course, every participant will get this video, because this video, video is a certain thing. So if you put the video on your website, people are going to go over that. So that's an idea. We haven't finalized that yet, but that is really what I like, because when women or anybody coming to me and ask what do I do, say revenue. How do I create? What do I do to sell? That's really, and that is what I'm focused on myself. But that's really sometimes next to Ralph, who is the director for this district IT. Sometimes they come up with ideas that it's like, how I stop. There's no dictate.
What specific resources do you have for those who are struggling with coming back into business after COVID, and how to reorganize those kinds of things?
If you say monetary, none.
Not necessarily monetary, but a lot of businesses are having to restructure because of circumstances, like restaurants and having to be at 50% capacity. If you have resources for them that would help them, per se, with the financials, how to restructure things. Their budgets are going to be totally.
Exactly. That is what we can do. We can find people. If it's something I don't know, I can find somebody who knows. And that's what we do. But people come in and think that, okay, we're going to get grants. I said, no, well, nobody's going to finance your new business. It has to be family and friends.
Right. You're connecting them with
connecting resources, we help them with the PPP program and things like that. And the forgiveness, I had one client had no idea how to fill out the form. So we did it together over the telephone, actually. Things of that nature. And some of those things, some of the people here, at 1-2 people companies, they had no idea. The financials, that's a stack of receipts.
Right. Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
Don't run away just yet. I'm gonna check. I don't think there is any, but I'll just check the chat box real quick. Oh. All right. Well, as you know, we would like to acknowledge you coming to help us with this presentation today. So we would like to make a donation in your name to Polio Plus for Rotary.
I don't know. Because
I want that.
you want to
Brought his
go.
own photographer.
Yeah, I brought that. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. All right, and I will send that, those dates out in our announcements as well. And it's interesting that kind of mirroring Rotary's, women in, Rotary and, women in business, kind of scenarios, kind of interesting. So thank you for that. Walt had agreed to be our, new Sarge, and we're kind of thinking of getting back to some of the normal stuff maybe next month. So what I was gonna say is next month, and we're gonna do the 50-50, but we're gonna do it a little bit different. So starting the beginning of the month, if you come to a meeting or if you're on Zoom, we're gonna do a card. You'll pay $1, you'll draw a card. You're gonna go for the best poker hand. So it's gonna be 5 cards, so 5 times. We do have 5 Tuesdays. We will draw them from online as well. I'll just randomly pull them out of a closed bag. Anybody who wants to participate. But there's also going to be an opportunity to buy a $2 wild card. So you can get up to 2 $2 wild cards. So 7 cards total to make your best poker hand. Thought it would be a little bit more fun, and kind of stretch it out and see how that goes. And as we get back into, we'll go back into the normal 50-50 eventually. But I thought this would be a kind of a fun way to start it out, just kind of slow and easy. So like I said, we'll start it, and the first meeting will be our evening meeting. So anybody who wants to participate, just chime in, let me know. We'll draw cards. I will have a sheet, and we will pencil in your card of what you drew, and we'll keep track of that at the check-in desk each week. So hope everybody will enjoy that and get back to a little bit more fun stuff. I think that's all I have. Does anybody else have any other announcements? Karen?
I gave them a check when I got here from the Linda Sunrise Rotary, closing out their year end, the end of June. They contributed to some of the local nonprofits in the area, and that check was to go to us for our water safety. Thank them, it was $500.
That's awesome. You can use it. So we have a full September coming up. So if you haven't seen the schedule, please go on. It's coming out every week as well, but you should have gotten a 6-month schedule. I think so far everything's in line. Yes, Julia.
I have the credit card scanner. If you have not paid for football pool and you would like to participate,
Perfect.
I'm here to take your money.
I believe Brenda said we are at about 30 squares sold right now. So if you have not let her know, just send her an email telling her that you're in. She'll invoice you. You can either pay at a club meeting, send a check, or just she'll have a link on the invoice. Click on the link, pay it, done, easy. I think you're going to Sunrise
I will
Thursday
get
morning.
Thursday morning.
Okay.
Or you can watch Sean.
Right, exactly. But, we know that that's our initial fundraiser that we do, and we really count on that. We weren't sure if we were gonna have a football season at all to do this with. So please participate if you can. So I would like to say, you can, I know some people are not in that situation, but if you can, purchase a square and sell a square. If we all did that, we would fill the board rather quickly. So that's my one request from all of our members. Right, right, yeah.
Somebody's interested,
Yep, email Brenda, and then she'll send out an invoice. And that's kind of how we're going. So we did send it out to all of those who participated last year first. They basically had first dibs. Now it's a free game, open to anybody who wants to participate. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of you, Trace.
I think we're at like 30 of the.
Right, right. Yeah. And that's typically the case, but games start, September 13th, I believe it is. So we do have a little bit of time, but not a ton of time. So if you want to share that, I know Valerie sometimes has some people that it gets involved in that outside of Rotary, so please share. Is there anything else on your agenda, Trace?
No,
Okay, all right, so any other announcements?
I did want to, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted
Yeah.
to remind everybody that if they don't feel like they can do the 125 for square, pick a partner and split it. That if, then when you win, you split the winnings, so don't be intimidated by the 125. Phone a friend.
Right, and we've had several people do that in the past, and you could even split it, you know, further than that if you wanted to. However you do it, doesn't matter to us. It's just a square is a square, so whatever arrangement you want to make with somebody else is fine. Okay, well, I think we're gonna wrap up a little bit early, because I think we are done with the business of the day. So please feel free to chit chat, and we will see you all next week. Valerie, would you like to close us out with the four-way test? Fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will be beneficial to all concerned. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. There's, Lori, your box for your pin is up here if you wanna. Oh, she gave you yours? Okay. Mine is underneath the computer.
Yeah. Okay.